Now, you have a Bristle and a Coddle, but do you really want to play a carry Bristle against the Gyro? We talked about the Morphling, how he isn't doing too well, but against these three heroes, I wouldn't mind seeing a Morphling though. I would suspect this is an Excalibur Bristleback, and we might be seeing the other cores coming later on.
Yeah, unfortunately, I would agree with the Excalibur Bristle. I just don't think this type of player, he's a little bit more... He has the potential to have a good game, and Bristleback, I just don't see it being his like bread and butter for having a good performance.
But do you really think we're going to see that more? And like you said, you know, we've discussed already, it's a bit slow. At the same time, if we're talking about VP, who are a tier 1 team, we just said they play a faster pace, then all of a sudden you're a little bit more exposed with a slower hero like the Morphling, right?
Yeah, most likely.
It does give you the win condition though. That's the important thing. It's the fact that you, like, Bait in that previous game, they had no substance to their draft. They had a way to defend and prolong, but they never had a moment in which they're like, all right, guys, we've got this item, this level, this moment. So, for example, if they were to be able to work in a Morphling into their draft, if they played aggressive, had that element of 4 protect 1, 4 aggressors, Morphling playing behind, you will eventually get to that point where this Morphling should be able to own the game. Issue is, do I see that happening? Maybe not. VP are forming a very scary bundle of aggression that after laning phase, like if this is I assume it still is the position 5 Ogre, Solo, the way he classically plays, he's going to walk up that high ground first. And what's the stuns right now in Bait? Again, the story of all their drafts right now is stuns. They lack them. And Ogre just gets to freely walk up. He tanks one telekinesis, he tanks one anything, and suddenly now your Weaver runs in, your Gyro runs in, and there's no way to stop these guys from putting out damage.
It's the classic style of Solo as well, right? Like we saw in the last game, it's just him creating space in fights, drawing attention to him. He loves these heroes that demand you address them first.
I really want a stun for Bait right now.
Any stun.
anything
like
Chaos Knight.
Sand King Mars. Mars is the first one that comes to mind since he has not been touched in this draft so far. Him and Rubik, solid lane. He can get the Gyro out of his face. So that's really something I want to see. Sand King, hero that might actually help them deal with the Necrophos later on. So just get a stun, because right now it's gonna be really hard to kill this Necro. If Necro is standing in front, your Bristleback is just gonna get demolished by these heroes.
Nope, screw stuns. They didn't pick it in the first phase. At least they left it the second this time. The Ancient Apparition again.
This means it most likely will be the Dendi AA mid.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then they are at least... Actually, they don't even have last pick.
No.
Because obviously they're first pick. So they've got an AA mid. They're going to have to reveal if the Bristleback is offlane or carry. Most likely is carry, so they're leaving their last pick for offlane. And VP will be able to pretty much decide where all the heroes are going within their last pick. That's where the beauty of their draft right now. My fear... This time with the AA pick, it's not so like as the first game. You know, you've actually got a soft answer, right? AA v Necro. Cool. Issue is, just last pick a hero and suddenly the AA is deleted. It doesn't push out waves. It needs to play off aggression. Even if Bait play aggressive, how do they take towers right now? They need a hero to hit an objective.
Definitely, and they need something to set up for this AA. If he doesn't have a good time and doesn't get like an Atos or a Yules early on, it's not going to be too easy to hit those ultimates. They ban out the Brewmaster. Okay. And what do they go for? I mean, I
guess they're thinking that this has to be definitely Necro mid, right? Because VP did get rid of the Pugna. Leans itself more towards no one's hero.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Beastmaster, I think, looks decent for them.
Yeah.
It's a tower push set up for the AA. It actually lanes solidly against both Gyro and the Ogre. So I wouldn't be surprised if they go for Beast. And it gives them nice Roche with Bristle and Beastmaster. I think it would round out the draft solidly well.
Yeah. They go for Pangolier. So they now have the way to team fight. That's fine. They got Rolling Thunder. The issue is that if you think about a way, okay, they just TA. All right, yeah, cool. So now you have AAV TA. It's kind of sad. At least for AA, you might be able to proc some of the refractions with the old Cold Feet. It's not going to be like you're going to be able to maybe punish, but you'll never be able to stop the TA from farming as an AA. Like you'll never be able to push your wave out quick enough. You're going to heavily rely on support rotations, and unfortunately, only the Rubik can, not Coddle. My issue again for Bait is they've put themselves in a position of needing to be the aggressors when their lanes aren't looking too great. and their ability to move towards objective, they might just be pushed away so easily with the Necro standing in front, the Gyro just throwing down a big cooldown, and then suddenly, at one point, Blink, Deso, TA comes out, and your backlines are ripped apart.
Okay, it's obvious that we're gonna go for Virtus Pro, but how do Bait win this game? To me, it's you focus the TA. You need to slow down her farm. Can you slow down her farm with these heroes? No, but you might as well try. You need to rotate these supports, the Pangolier, everything to them when the AA gets gets level 6. You definitely have to slow him down. Are you going to be able to? That's another story.
Thank you for that analysis on how Bait does this. They need to do this. They really can't, but they really need to at this point because it is looking pretty rough. I mean, they need to at least get maybe just one game out of this entire league would be nice. And we'll have to see if they can do that. Let's see if they can keep us here a little bit longer and maybe Bait can entertain us as we go into game number 2.
Thank you so much, KP. Yes, indeed, we got game number 2 working and in full effect here. You know, I'll tell it to you straight. I always do. I actually like this draft more than last game from Bait. Believe it or not. Neil, what do you think?
The bar is set incredibly low here, Gabe. I will also agree that I like this draft more than the previous draft. That does not make it a necessarily more competitive game by any means. I think that, yet again, Bait kind of cornered themselves. They picked this AA mid. Everyone knew that it had to be an AA mid because the Coddle and the Rubik were already picked. I guess they could have done mid Rubik, but that hasn't happened in a very, very long time, even though that's also a Dendi signature. And they had enough flex potential on VP that they could just turn this into a resolution Necrophos. So what was originally like a very, very solid counter pick against the Necro in the mid lane has now turned into a utility Necro who doesn't really need to rely too heavily on surviving for a long, long time in a fight because you have a TA now, and the TA is just going to obliterate this ancient apparition in the mid lane.
You think so? I'm sort of like trying to game it out in my head a little bit. Like the panel was talking about Cold Feet being able to break through refraction. Like I do kind of wonder, you know, with a little bit of the changes to like movement speed with Agi stuff, if maybe it makes it a little bit tougher for no one to deal with that Cold Feet proccing. I don't know. Am I crazy about that? Do you really think it's just going to be a complete and total stomp?
Well, I think the biggest issue is just that Templar Assassin's damage compared to AA's damage is just AA can't like last hit. Sure, I wouldn't expect the AA to like die necessarily, at least pre-level 6, but in terms of last hitting, I think that it's going to be a huge struggle for Dendi to manage to like keep up in CS with a Templar Assassin.
Okay, well, that'll be something to watch for. The other part of the draft that we didn't really talk about that I kind of like is that picking this TA into a Bristleback Coddle means like if there are stacks that are going to start getting built up continuously around the map, as the Bristleback Coddle, you're going to be able to come and contest those to some extent if you're going to be able to spot out that they're, you know, being taken at that point. And at the very least, then it's like it puts the game into more of a snowball-y way, one way or the other. Like if Bristle takes the stacks, amazing. If he loses those stacks, feels really, really bad. So that's kind of the thing that I'm hoping to see in the mid game is if maybe Excalibur and LeBron can band together to make some action happen in that way.
Were you referring to Bait creating their own stacks, or was it like stealing stacks from VP?
Both of them.
That's fair. I mean, yeah, that's one of the biggest advantages of having a Bristleback and a Coddle is that these are both heroes that can very much take advantage of stacks. It's just that I don't know how much time LeBron will be able to leave this Bristleback alone in the bot lane and how much time, because like also Rubik's not going to be doing very much roaming around the map, I anticipate. Spartan is also going to have to be babysitting this top lane quite a bit, and Zayats can very easily abuse them if they start leaving the map to go establish stacks. So again, like the panel had established, there's a lot of things that should be done by Bait,
right, and
hopefully they can do it, but theory and execution are two different things.
Absolutely, and that's what we got to watch for. How do they execute? So far, TA, like you said, having a pretty good time. A is not having an absolutely horrendous time as he's using Chill and Touch when possible to get those CS. Up top, I think the Pango has kind of been shut down a little bit as they keep on managing to find some pulls off here. Spartan actually got this one off to the side, so Pango will get a whole wave underneath his tower and XP all to himself as well for Skylark. That's nice.
Oh, and Zayats may find a Courier or a Rubik, or maybe neither, as he's tanking a lot of his jungle and the creep wave.
Yeah, Spartan trying to get that secondary pull-off. So getting a couple of them here. Zayats does have the Sakuchi, so chases forward, gets on a Spartan. One punch, he needs two more to get the kill, and it's not going to be there. And in fact, if Zayats is not careful, he might end up going down. Backs up. Skylark is now going to have his wave underneath the tower yet again. So very back and forth up top here.
Yeah, I'm curious. I thought 4-position Weaver would be one of the things that would fall off after the whole 20% across the board patch, but it still seems like relatively popular. Same thing with, like, I saw like a 4-position Clinks earlier in Division 2. It seems like most of the time, if you just have a strong enough offlaner who doesn't really need that much help, which in this case Necro does not need that much help, then you can really pick whatever 4-position you want to just abuse the enemy support. And now with Zayat's probably going to snipe out this Courier. Rest in peace.
Got it. Skylark. That one hurts a little bit. Down bottom, we haven't talked about this lane a ton, but Bristleback so far seems to be doing pretty well against the Gyrocopter. This is the danger zone, though. This is always one of the scariest points for me for a Bristleback, is when he goes 1-2-0, which we've seen more and more often nowadays. And then, sometimes they can just wrap around, find a quick and easy kill on the Bristle, and then your life kind of sucks. But Excalibur looks like he should be able to get to 4 unimpeded.
Sacrificing the Viscous Nasal Goo for your passive when you have a Coddle in your lane always kind of feels a little bit bitter as a Bristleback, because you're like, half the reason I went for this is because I knew I'd have unlimited mana, and I would be the one being able to be aggressive all the time. But yeah, I'm with you. It always, like, you'll see a Bristleback retreating from a fight, and you'll be like, okay, it's cool. They're dealing so much damage to him, he should get a bunch of passive cool sprays, and then you're like, oh wait, he does not have it skilled up yet, and he's on the run. So...
Blinding Light pushback, gets those last hits, easy peasy for Excalibur here. And then they're just going to need to stop up afterwards. Already both of these heroes holding on to either sticks or wands apiece. And yeah, it's kind of fine for the moment. TA, no one going to retreat back to the jungle here to farm up a little bit after pushing out the wave. And this is probably going to be what we see from this point forward. But Dendi already almost at level 6. He's had a pretty good laning stage so far.
Yeah, and he's bottled a DD rune. So once he hits level 6, but once both of the mid laners hit level 6, there's definitely high solo kill potential for sure. And Dendi activates that DD rune. He could burn through that refraction with the cold feed, but like we said, it's something that will kind of reduce his own damage. And now he has to worry about this trap, but he does buy his own sentry wards, so it shouldn't be too big of a concern.
Punches no one. One more hit there. Didn't quite have level 6. Could have maybe gone for a kill there, but it does not end up happening. Top lane, Skylark and Spartan are super low, and with Zayats nearby, this is kind of scary time. Resolution moving forward. Death Pulse comes out, and they're just going to cut this wave and back lane a little bit.
Oh, Spartan kind of wants to challenge this, but he needs to be super careful about this Weaver.
This is terrifying.
Like, they haven't even gone for their bounty runes yet. That's how aggressive that this VP offlane has been, is that they're just parked in between the tier 1 tower and the enemy creep wave.
Yeah, it's really scary. And that does give open the possibility of no one, although he didn't go bottom anyway, so he's just going back all the way to home, going to pick up treads on no one.
Oh, and
gives
Dendi
Dendi
picks
a free
up an
lane.
Arcane rune, so he may try to encourage his team to go aggressive on someone. Because, like, a Necro oftentimes will get deep into enemy position because they're like, it's fine, I have Ghost Shroud, I have 8 stick charges, I should be fine. Which he does have a range drop, so it should be able to mitigate some of the burst damage from an AA Ice Blast, but not being able to rely on your regen could be a game changer in a gank situation.
We are seeing one of the issues, the AA, all of the net worth across the board pretty much for Radiant is looking pretty good as the Ice Blast is coming in, but a little bit late, so that Arcane Rune not going to pay off at least on the first hit, but it will be back up again in 15 seconds. Maybe he's trying to fake him out and think like, all right, there's no AA Blast now.
Maybe. Although he is showing
play.
himself in the mid lane with the Arcane buff, so I would expect it to be there as Excalibur now taking a bunch of damage, and also top lane, the Weaver goes down.
Okay, so they managed to take that one down, but Excalibur will not die to ILTW. And in fact, the Ice Blast getting thrown by Dendi right now. Pings are coming out. He's trying to hit him. ILTW Got him. Easy.
That's the Arcane Rune play. Came back just in time, and he once again a second cast was also under the buff, so it's again up in another 10 seconds. No, mid AA, it's the secret to success.
Yeah. So again, like this is probably one of the moments where this strat is going to look really strong from Bait, and I think the big determining factor is going to be how do they shut down this TA from farming, and how does Excalibur decide to like itemize? Those are going to be some of the things to watch.
Yeah, Excalibur itemization is definitely, I think, the most important. He's going to be going for a Vanguard, which, again, they need someone to be able to take towers, and they need someone to be tanky enough to just stand underneath the tower. And hopefully they also have someone tanky enough to initiate, as it looks like.
No. All right, no one sees that. Oh, man, that's
Yeah.
really unfortunate. So no one saw Dendi pick up the rune, knows that there's an Invis rune and that he's coming bottom. So ILTW and Solo are kind of going to be playing more defensive here. But I don't know if it matters. Bait could still just think about diving the tower here as they move in. Find Solo, but ILTW is already away. Oh, a little bit of a misclick there. That's fine. Clean it up in the end. But yeah, I think if they had not gone for that illusion, might have been able to find that kill onto Gyro. Might still could, as Gyro's kind of staying pretty far forward here.
Bro, he's on the run. Is he? If he finds the enemy stacks, that would be devastating, because they have been making a ton of stacks, as you suspected. Dendi's in hot pursuit.
I mean,
as
they know
did
he's
have
up
their
here.
dire observer ward, yeah. And I think ILTW is either just confirming that it's up, or I'm not
Thinking,
quite
they know,
sure,
they
but
know. They spot him. Oh, they got LTW. Hello,
it's
buddy.
great.
How's it going? Chase down. Ice Blast gonna land, and LTW is gonna drop. And Spartan, appreciating greatness, takes down Dendi, or not takes down Dendi, tips Dendi. That's the word.
Tips Dendi. Well, now at least they should have some intel on the fact that all these stacks are up. Templar Assassin, definitely a hero capable of taking it. Gyrocopter, obviously a hero capable of taking it as long as someone else can tank the damage. And I think if they bring the Necro down there, then it's worth contesting these stacks, because there's a lot of potential farm down here, but Excalibur has already started to make his way down, and I think he's just going to start claiming them.
Yeah. Dendi again rotating to try and get some extra aggression here onto Solo or somebody. And they're going to also, after pressuring this bottom tower, take over the outpost. So it's going to be harder for people to get in position to come and contest. So yeah, this is going to be a nice win here. Let's see. Bristleback starting at just
Like
under
30.
4,000.
Yeah, he was starting at like 38, I think.
All right.
And now we just
South.
should start seeing it racking up.
Let's see. A little bit of a Illuminate there used as well. Royal Jelly left on the ground. Gyrocopter thinking about diving Spartan mid. Only level 5 on this Rubik. Pulled back to the other side. Pango making that rotation. Dendi's moving over too. He has an Ice Blast back up if he wants to use it here. Rolling Thunder doesn't go for it. But again, all space for the Bristleback, who is continuing to just farm up these Ancients. He gets rooted. God, this is always so scary.
Yeah, Coddle's gonna intercept some of the damage just in case. And yeah, basically gets a solid 1.5k net worth boost after all that.
And it was really needed, because you could see, like, even in spite of those 4 kills, his resolution looks like he's going to get taken down here. Death Pulse also stolen by Spartan, can throw it out, and yeah, it should be the finish there onto Rezo. But even though you did see, like, the 4, now 5 kills going, Virtus Pro was up by 2,000 gold before that stack.
Yeah, all their lanes were just going so smoothly. The Templar Assassin wasn't even really trying to bother the AA, even though I'm pretty sure no one could have scared off Dendi from the mid lane and forced him to, I don't know, stay behind his tier 1 a little bit. No one was like, whatever, you're a mid AA. I don't really care how heavily you scale. I'm just going to worry about my own farm. And no one has participated in VP have 0 kills, but he's level 11, almost level 12, just through pure jungle rotations.
Right. Yeah, he's definitely been having a very nice time of it. I think the big question that I have in this game is going to be like, when we get into these early couple of fights, first of all, how do we get into Roche taking potential? Because VP really don't have the greatest team for fighting around the Roche pit. That kind of concerns me. I feel like Bait are like almost always going to be able to fight there.
Yeah, assuming that they know that it's happening, because TA could
Right.
also just like sneak it. She's getting Deso first as opposed to Blink first, which is just again indicative of how VP want to play this game, which is just they know that they can get more out of the map than Bait can, even with Bait having these amazing stacks. They're just not concerned about going head to head with Farm because they don't really have the threat of losing any objectives. Sure, Roche may be a little bit difficult if they take a full 5-on-5 engagement in the pit, but AA needs to like constantly be putting vortexes in the pit to even verify that's happening as they actually find Zayats.
Oh man, that's nice. Stolen Sakuchi too.
Oh yeah.
Well, a nice pickup there, and Bristle back all alone in the jungle here, but they're gonna come and start to contest a little bit. Throw out the Fire Blast, able to force
Solo.
back Excalibur.
He's got 3 points in Bloodlust, so even taking these towers is kind of difficult for Bait. They have 5 heroes here. They really want this mid tier 1. And I don't even think VP are going to defend it too heavily. They're just going to sacrifice the Ogre. I'm surprised that Rezo's even kind of hanging around, but he must feel pretty confident with his 20 stick charges in the hood.
I mean, this is crazy. I have no idea why he's here. Resolution is just dead. He throws out that scythe, isn't going to kill Spartan. Spartan gets away. And yeah, Resolution just lost his life there. So now, Bloodlusted Tower, as you said, kind of annoying, but it's going to wear off here for a moment. And just like that, they're back at it. VP really wanting to commit to keeping this tower alive, if at all possible. And he throws out another one of those chilling touches, but yeah, it's starting to get the extra pressure on it. Looks like Bait might finally need to think about backing up, as Solo in the area can throw out another round of the Bloodlust if he wants. Fire Blast. Not Bloodlusting Tower. Feels weird.
Yeah, I'm surprised. I think he wants his Templar Assassin to come in the fight, and he would rather Bloodlust the TA. Yeah.
Oh, nice call. Skylark tries to jump away. They don't have Will-O-Wisp anymore, but the Rolling Thunder goes through onto both of them. Dendi is still dead for 25 seconds, so they're not going to be able to do much there, but Solo is getting ran down by Excalibur. They find that kill. Now Zayat trying to chase forward onto Skylark. Excalibur gained the back away. He's still holding onto a bunch of stick charges. And they do have another round, the Chakra Magic. Spartan nearby also. If they're not careful, it could end up going down there. Couldn't quite steal time lapse, but gets Sakuchi again. So the slowdown onto Resolution, round 2 of this with the Spirit Vessel. And AA coming back in. Is Resolution dead again? They're thinking about going for this. Chase forward, one more punch, gets the connection. And Rezo's dead, and they hold on to the Ice Blast with that. Big win here for Bait. I mean, still it's a slight lead for Virtus Pro, but you can see that at the very least, right now, they can take these fights. As the lift comes out onto Zayat, tries to get away, Spartan chasing with the Sakuchi, guesses the wrong direction, but Excalibur there to clean up.
4 position Weaver, not the biggest sacrifice. He's already got the urn completed as well, so I think Zayats is just intentionally being annoying, which is kind of his MO in all heroes that he plays. So I think he's just happy to be forcing all of Bait off their towers. At the end of the day, they did buy enough time for Templar Assassin to complete her Desolator, and I think that's why they were kind of going for a very half-hearted defense, because they're like, because like we were saying, I don't know why Necro was hanging around underneath that tier 1 if his team wasn't going to defend it. And then he died, and then Gyro was like, oh, okay, I mean, maybe we can defend it. And they just, oh, nice stun onto the Weaver. I mean, onto the Rubik who had Weaver's Shikuchi.
They managed to kill him there. It was another round of Ancients taken. It was a triple stack for the Bristleback, as they will get a D-ward onto this high ground vision. And you can see that, yeah, no one coming to see. All right, are there any stacks there? They were already taken. 2 to 11. Skylark found in a hell of a lot of trouble. Yep, that's a problem. No one, does he get out of here okay? Looks like he should. Dendi getting dove. The slowdown is there. Misses on the meld shot. Now the turnaround comes around. Will-O-Wisp on to 3. Dendi still in a lot of trouble, but they might be able to get away. The Force Staff not enough. They will lose no one in exchange. And now with Excalibur showing up, Resolution is in trouble yet again. This dude just can't buy a break. 0, 3, and 1, but with Excalibur chasing him down, this is
that's a lot of damage.
it's not gonna work. Not gonna work. Triple kill for Excalibur. Holy moly, this guy's big.
I'm really surprised that VP just kind of like playing into Bait's hands, because the pre 20-minute phase is when this team should be the strongest. They have a bunch of support heroes like a Rubik and a Coddle, and I mean AA is at his peak right now when hero HP thresholds are so low that his Ice Blast can shatter people like very, very quickly in fights. And this Bristleback's gigantic. They know that he's been taking tons of stacks. He's got the Halberd completed. They will successfully take this tier 1. And yet, despite having the far superior late game, VP feel somehow pressured to take all these early engagements with both of their cores. Like, if it was just the TA going in and the Gyrocopter was off farming, then whatever. You know, it's fine. The TA has her major items completed. She doesn't really need to do anything as now no one. They go in on Spartan.
Oh, man. Quick and easy blow up there. Yeah, I mean, it's interesting, though, because you did see, like, it took a lot of time for them to finish that tier 1 tower, and it's 5-14, still, like, a very slight gold lead for Virtus Pro. It does feel like they're just kind of throwing bodies at them, and, well, they're going to lose resolution yet again. I mean, we'll see if this starts panning out and working better for Bait, because they're getting these kills, but it's not translating into huge gold leads.
Again, oh my god.
Zayat's just trying to walk out of there, and he will manage to escape. Slowdown comes out as he time-lapses back in. They get the tier 1 tower. Like, it's kind of working for Virtus Pro, even though they keep on losing people. This is bad if you lose Gyrocopter here. BKB turnaround. First item BKB, rarely seen, but much appreciated, as Skylark is also trying to run away. No one's still chasing. And Dandy TP out, needs a couple hits. Good lift.
Oh.
Save a life. But
And
Bristle went down. Oh, he's under fire as well. Zayat's there, onto him, gets the earn charge, couple quick right clicks, and I mean, they make it work. I don't know, Virtus Pro crazy.
It honestly feels like this entire game is just to make no one have as much fun as possible. Because if I was no one, this is a very amusing game to be playing Templar Assassin, because he feels completely bulletproof. He has been weaving in and out of fights. I'm pretty sure he's doing the shot calling, because most Gyrocopters don't really want to be like, oh man, first on BKB, really? Do I have to? But yes, it seems like if no one is going to be the glassiest of cannons, then someone else needs to tank the abuse, and it will be Gyrocopters. Will-O-Wisp comes out, and Solo will pay for no one's sins.
He's going to get ran down here for sure, as my man tried to dig first, but didn't work. It's okay. That's fine. Couldn't quite finish the job.
Dude,
You dug up a bounty rune?
Exactly. Died before it came.
That would be really sad. Getting a little bit of lag here. I'm not sure if that's just me or if it's the server. Maybe there's another patch. Who knows? But they will find this Gyrocopter yet again. LTW pops his BKB, turns around to fight. On the back line, no one just obliterated Dendi. No more Rubik either, as no one chases down Excalibur, literally just hitting Bristleback in the back like he don't care. And on the other side, by the Roche Pit, LeBron is going to be able to pick up a bounty rune. Try and TP out with the Eternal Amulet. Oh, nice. Well done.
Well, they don't successfully manage to finish off that Coddle, which I don't really think it would have been worth scything him anyway, and instead they will move into the pit. Excalibur, as big as he is not able to 1v5, at least not yet. Oh, he got the last hit. Worth. Hashtag
What a
worth.
player.
That is
That was
totally
amazing.
worth.
You love to see it.
well.
Wow. I don't know, man. This is looking a little bit crazy. I want to go back and like watch this game to see like how this has happened, because you've got so many. I guess early kills just really continuing to not matter. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, hitting creeps to get farm is still going to be worth more in the early game, because if you get kills, there's not that much net worth that you're really like. The kills that they were getting were on like 4K net worth heroes and level like 8 heroes. So in the early game, obviously, farming is just more valuable. And as amusing as brawling is early on, is just not going to really be able to pay off when only one of your teammates can hit creeps. And in this case, it's just Excalibur perpetually taking stacks over and over and over again. And he's getting gigantic. And he's got Vampire Fangs also, which is great to have on a Bristleback. But it's still just one hero being enabled by a core AA.
Totally. Excalibur, they're going to be stunned by the Ogre. They have the slowdown, and one more punch comes through. That man hits super hard. He's going for an AC next as well. So it doesn't feel like all is lost by any stretch of the imagination. Bait's still capable of like winning any fight, it feels like. But the problem is this TA who now has a BKB and is going towards an MKB next. This is a ticking time bomb for no one who can just kill the AA at any point.
Yeah, and once no one gets the MKB online, it also becomes much more realistic that someone can kill this Bristleback. Right now, Bristleback is like no one can do anything to him. And the Necrophos also is not proving to be that intimidating because Rezo has just gotten picked off one too many times, and he's building more defensive oriented anyway. He's got the pipe on top of the mech completed. But for right now, the Bristleback has the highest, I don't know, priority currently. Although he is moving into 5 VP heroes, so he needs to be a little bit careful.
I mean, if there's any hero that could do it, it's Bristleback. They immediately get the disarm. That keeps him alive a little bit longer. This bug on him is going to be spooky. Skylark showing up, tries to get the hit on the Zayat, misses. Okay, now secondary stun onto Bristle. VP still all over here. The rest of Bait is not moving in yet, but they are nearby. As this is looking to be a 5-on-5. This is kind of a crazy play right now from VP. With the BKBs, though, they're feeling like they can take the engagement.
With the BKBs, AA and Coddle are like basically useless, and so they want to take advantage of these early BKB timings as much as possible. AC now completed for the Bristleback, but that literally only enables him. And I guess Pango somewhat, barely, not really, but it's pretty much an item just for him despite being an aura. It will help them take towers, though, which, as we have stated multiple times both the panel and during this cast, they struggle to take objectives quickly.
Right. Well, and I mean, being able to maybe, you're not really going to be able to live that longer against TA. God, she's got an Imp Claw, too. Holy Toledo. Shadowblade Gyrocopter. My man's going Silver Edge, but no Gyrocopter in this fight, where they're deciding to run in. And Rolling Thunder going to not be what? Okay. They'll find one. It's Zayat's. He just goes for the Sakuchi out. That was a little bit weird. Will-O-Wisp down. Excalibur trying to live through this BKB jump out from no one. They turn now on to that Ignis Fautus. Throw out the Ice Blast. Going to land now onto Resolution. He's in some trouble, and Excalibur's starting to go down low, but not low enough. They can't quite find that kill. That's Aegis down. Okay,
Gyro's
they win one engagement.
now.
They got to get out of here. Run away, Skylark. It is not your time. Spartan trying to move in, trying to get that kill, but he's going to get the regen. Reaper Sight stole it, Spartan. TP out of there. Taunt while you're at it. My man did the job.
That's the kind of play that Rubik players always dream of. They're like, yo, he's going to scythe. I'm going to steal it. I'm going to scythe him. And I'm going to TP out cleanly. Even if he died for it, it would have been totally worth it, as Dendi actually kind of in a peculiar position, but he retreats just in time. And yeah, I'm very surprised that they went as aggressive as they did, as now no one's still kind of behind enemy lines here. And Gyrocopter's like way on the other side of the map.
Yeah, they're getting a little bit fast and loose with their move. I think VP know that they're in a really good position right now. It's an 8,000 gold lead, even with Bait up by 7 kills, and it's just I think like all of these cores that just farm so efficiently around the map, they're doing it. Virtus Pro, better movements as Dendi just got completely
Two-shotted.
destroyed.
One meld, one more right click, and now Zaya's just continuing to toy with the rest of Bait. Gonna kill a courier. Will he be able to time lapse?
Well,
Yep.
it's the time lapse. It doesn't feel fair. It just doesn't. You just get the hell out of there. What a hero. He's going to be going for the Agnum Scepter next, and then time lapse, a whole AA blast shenanigans. It's It's feeling rough. Feeling rough for Bait right now.
I'm still surprised that the VP are playing this way. I think they're just playing this way because they know they can get away with it, because they have far superior late game, and so they don't really need to be like VP have spent more time on Bait's half of the map than the other way around, which is kind of crazy if you look at these two drafts. You would expect it to be far more dire-sided for the first, 20-25 minutes or so, but that has just not been the case, as VP are just parked on their side of the river.
Yeah, they are not giving them an inch to move around in. Let's see, bottom lane, they could maybe try and set up another King on Resolution. He's just kind of been the punching bag for them over and over. But, that's okay. I think that they don't care if he dies, like, at this point in time in the game, you know?
He's done his job.
And anytime Dendi shows and TA is, like, remotely nearby, they've just got to be so afraid, because he just gets completely walloped. Shannon Quiver, that's a good item.
For an AA, yeah, one of the few heroes that can take advantage of a 2-shot onto the Coddle, break onto the gyro, but he's on the run.
Just a second too late, and they get the meld strike. They're chasing it down. Zayat also bugs onto him. Reaper's Scythe comes in, finishes it off.
Oh, he dropped a gem.
Skylark ulti is not going to do anything at all. And now Spartan might also be in trouble. He has Reaper's Scythe still stolen. Turns it now onto the Weaver. Gets the kill. Are you kidding me? What a freaking baller. Now trying to steal another. Gets the refraction, but eventually he's going to get ran down and killed off here. Poor old Spartan. That's like, we'll get you on the next life.
He can still make a highlight reel out of this game. Just, you know, try to blur out the kill score. Actually, the kill score isn't that bad. Beta are leading in kills. Just blur out the net worth advantage, I suppose. But
I don't. It's just these drafts. Like, in a way, it feels like in the other patches, like last patch, for instance, not like the one that just came out before yesterday, but the one where like kills mattered. This draft would have been amazing from Bait, but it just feels like they're a patch behind almost. Silver Edge, walk away, and Bait can't really do much to stop it.
oh my god, it's like the fastest Roche ever also. TA does not have a trap in the pit, but they could just... they could probably like 5-shot Roche also. This Templar Assassin's massive. She's level 23, very, very close to getting that meld bash, which means that she probably won't even have to BKB whenever she tries to assassinate these targets. And she has a nullifier complete. Oh my god. Yeah, this is... No one is probably having the happiest game possible, as he does confirm that Roche is up. Oh, LeBron.
10-1 and fine. See ya. Deuces, my dude. He's not getting rid of that Imp Claw. The Imp Claw is super hype. It makes things terrifying. Yeah, 16,000 net worth lead, 29 minutes in, and it feels like it just follows that same style again, which is Bait come out to a hot start, get a bunch of kills, net worth doesn't change, and then all of a sudden they're behind and they get out farmed around the map. And again, I don't think that it's them playing bad. It just feels like it's kind of the way that their drafts work.
Yeah. But I don't even in patches prior, I don't think you can have just one core like this who right clicks creeps as Dendi gets slowed by a trap, fearing for dear life. Will the swarm get vision?
Oh,
it will. He's got spider legs.
On him. Dendi, get out of there. All right, he's away.
Oh my god, and they find a DD rune up top. I wonder if no one will even bother for it. He needs the Ags to teleport to it. Where's the Ags, TA?
I know. That's the next level. And you can see TA actually backpacking her Blink Dagger.
Yeah, I mean, she'll only need it to escape. Right now, last outer tower is claimed. They should just siege high ground with a cool head. ILTW, he's got the cheese and the Silver Edge, working his way to the butterfly. Doesn't even have the money for buyback, not that it matters. And DD Rune online for...
Oh, Zayat! Did they get him? Oh, he did not have time-lapse off cooldown. So they punish. Oh my god! Jesus! There's so much damage so quickly. That was spooky as hell. Spartan chasing. It's crazy. He's out of his mind. The disarm there, trying to keep control over no one. Meld Strike not going to come in time. Turns back, blinks the other side, under control. TA, is she in trouble? No BKB as she's waiting for the second life to turn it back around, but that is going to be a Reaper Scythe stolen yet again. Spartan, they got a chance here. They have Reaper Scythe stolen. They've got this TA potentially under control. Oh no, but the turnaround, disarm yet again. Good reactions there by Excalibur. Keeping control over her. Ice Blast goes out. BKB can't cast Reaper Scythe on that anymore. So Spartan does not have an escape mechanism. Instead, throws it onto Resolution, which does literally nothing. They blow up Bristleback, dead for 90 seconds, and GG is called as Virtus Pro gonna 2-0 Bait. Unfortunate for the organization there. They have really been struggling.
It's unfortunate, but I guess in a weird way, it's kind of encouraging to say that